Welcome, everyone, to a sobering yet crucial look at a side of the world often obscured by headlines about tech billionaires and avocado shortages. We're diving deep into the 10 poorest countries on Earth, places where survival isn't a given, it's a daily struggle. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, or whoever you are. I just finished my third artisanal kombucha, and the last thing I need is a guilt trip. But this isn't about guilt, it's about understanding. It's about shining a light on the human stories behind the statistics, stories that are complex, heartbreaking, and surprisingly resilient all at once. Over the next few minutes, we'll unpack the intricate web of challenges these nations face, from political turmoil and resource scarcity to the lingering scars of conflict and the ever-looming threat of climate change. Buckle up, folks, it's going to be a bumpy but necessary ride. Our first stop, and I apologize in advance if this clashes with your morning latte, is Burundi. This small landlocked nation in East Africa consistently ranks as the poorest on Earth, with a GDP per capita hovering around a paltry $261. That's less than some people spend on novelty socks, folks. And before you ask, no, I'm not judging your sock choices, I'm just trying to illustrate a point. Burundi's story is one of persistent political instability, a lack of essential resources, and a population grappling with widespread poverty. Imagine a life where access to clean water is a luxury, where education is a dream deferred, and where healthcare is, well, let's just say it's not exactly up to the standards of your local urgent care clinic. The situation is dire, but amidst these hardships, the resilience of the Burundian people shines through. They continue to strive for a brighter future, a future where their children can thrive, not just survive. Next, we find ourselves in South Sudan, a nation birthed from conflict only to be perpetually haunted by it. With a GDP per capita of $303, South Sudan is a stark reminder that poverty is not just about a lack of wealth, but a lack of peace. Imagine a country where violence dictates daily life, where families are torn apart, and where the most basic necessities like food and shelter are elusive luxuries. This is the grim reality for millions in South Sudan. The scars of conflict run deep, leaving behind a shattered infrastructure, a crippled economy, and a population traumatized by years of violence. But even in the face of such adversity, the human spirit perseveres. Aid organizations and local communities are working tirelessly to rebuild, to heal, and to offer hope to those who have lost everything. Their efforts are a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, a beacon of light in the darkest of corners. Our journey takes us to Malawi, a small, landlocked nation in southeastern Africa. Despite strides, Malawi remains shackled by poverty, with a GDP per capita of just $399. That's what many families live on for an entire year. Challenges include high population growth, limited industrialization, and climate shocks. Yet Malawi, the warm heart of Africa, is home to a vibrant culture and determined people. They invest in education, healthcare, and sustainable agriculture for a brighter future. Chapter 4. Mozambique. Recovering from scars, embracing potential. Our next destination is Mozambique, a nation on the southeastern coast of Africa, still reeling from a long and brutal civil war. With a GDP per capita of $431, Mozambique faces the daunting task of rebuilding its infrastructure, healing its social fabric, and kickstarting its economy. Imagine a country where the echoes of war still linger, where landmines pose a constant threat, and where the cycle of poverty seems unbreakable. This is the reality for many in Mozambique. But amidst the ruins, there are glimmers of hope. Mozambique is blessed with abundant natural resources, from vast reserves of natural gas to stunning coastlines that could rival any tropical paradise. The government is working to attract foreign investment, create jobs, and improve living standards for its citizens. It's a long and arduous journey, but the potential for transformation is there. Chapter 5. Democratic Republic of the Congo, a paradox of riches and ruin. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC, embodies the cruel irony of our times, blessed with natural resources, yet cursed by conflict, corruption, and poverty. The DRC has enough mineral wealth to make King Solomon blush, yet it has a GDP per capita of just $478. A cautionary tale of how greed and mismanagement squander riches. True wealth lies in the well-being of a nation's people. Chapter 6. Central African Republic, a nation adrift in a sea of troubles. Prepare yourselves, folks, because our next stop is not for the faint of heart. We're heading to the Central African Republic, or CAR, a nation grappling with a seemingly endless cycle of conflict, displacement, and humanitarian crisis. With a GDP per capita of $511, the CAR is a stark reminder that poverty is not just about a lack of material wealth, but a lack of security, stability, and basic human dignity. Imagine a country where armed groups roam freely, where violence can erupt at any moment, and where millions are forced to flee their homes in search of safety. This is the grim reality for the people of the CAR. The situation is dire, but amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of hope. Aid organizations are working tirelessly to provide humanitarian assistance, while local communities are striving to rebuild their lives and forge a more peaceful future. Our journey takes us now to Madagascar, an island nation off the coast of East Africa, renowned for its unique biodiversity and stunning landscapes. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a stark reality. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world, with a GDP per capita of just $514. Now, $514 might get you a one-way ticket to Madagascar, but once you're there, you'll quickly realize that it's not enough to sustain a decent standard of living. Unless, of course, you're particularly fond of eating rice and beans for every meal. Madagascar's challenges are complex and interconnected, ranging from political instability and corruption to environmental degradation and a lack of access to basic services. It's like a game of Jenga, where each block represents a critical issue, and removing any one of them could bring the whole system crashing down. Chapter 8. Sierra Leone, rising from ashes, striving for a brighter future. Our next destination is Sierra Leone, a nation on the west coast of Africa that has endured more than its fair share of hardship. From a brutal civil war to the devastating Ebola epidemic, Sierra Leone has faced challenges that would cripple even the most resilient of nations. And yet, with a GDP per capita of $527, Sierra Leone is slowly but surely rebuilding, rising from the ashes of its troubled past. It's like a phoenix, but instead of being reborn from flames, it's emerging from a decade of conflict and disease. Sierra Leone's story is one of resilience, determination, and the unwavering spirit of its people. Despite the scars of the past, they are committed to creating a brighter future for themselves and for generations to come. Chapter 9. Niger battling desertification and the grip of poverty. Our penultimate stop takes us to Niger, a landlocked nation in West Africa that is on the front lines of the fight against climate change. With a GDP per capita of $567, Niger is facing a perfect storm of challenges, from desertification and drought to poverty and food insecurity. Imagine a country where the Sahara Desert is expanding at an alarming rate, where fertile land is turning to dust, and where millions are at risk of starvation. This is the stark reality for the people of Niger. But even in the face of such daunting challenges, the people of Niger are not giving up without a fight. They are implementing innovative solutions to combat desertification, improve agricultural practices, and build resilience to climate change. Chapter 10. Liberia, healing from conflict, embracing a fragile peace. Our final stop on this journey takes us to Liberia, a nation on the west coast of Africa that is still healing from the wounds of not one but two devastating civil wars. With a GDP per capita of $621, Liberia is at a crossroads, striving to consolidate peace, rebuild its economy, and provide a better future for its people. Imagine a country where the memories of conflict are still fresh, where the scars of war are visible on every street corner, and where the threat of violence still lingers in the air. This is the reality for many in Liberia. But amidst the challenges, there is a palpable sense of hope. Liberia has enjoyed a period of relative peace and stability in recent years, and its people are determined to seize this opportunity to rebuild their lives. Outro: A shared humanity. Our role in a world of inequality. A glimpse into the lives and struggles of people in the world's poorest countries. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but we must resist that urge. These are human beings, deserving of our empathy and support. The challenges are complex and interconnected. There are no easy solutions, but we can make a difference. We can help create a world of dignity and opportunity for all.